So I forgot to record intro to this video, so I'm gonna tell you what this video is going to be about. Today's video is going to be new tag. It's the Anti TBR tag. I'm gonna answer some questions, and I will also put all the questions in the description box, so you can also do this tag and answer the questions, because it would be fun to hear your answer on these questions. And let me know in the comments if you have done this Anti TBR tag, so I can watch your video. So now, without further ado, I will let the old Amanda continue this video. So yeah. So let's begin. The first question is: a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. And this is kind of hard because there's a lot of books that I don't necessarily want to read or feel like I should read, but I've been thinking about this, and I've seen this a lot, maybe last year, that a lot of people read Me by Elton John or Becoming by Michelle Obama. Those books I feel like I don't want to read. I don't have interest in reading them, for example. So those books I don't feel like reading. Next question. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people love these books, and yeah. But then also I could say that I don't want to read, for example, yeah, there's a lot of books that I don't want to read that I feel like a lot of people love, or I feel like everyone loves, but I don't want to read them. A classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. Here's the thing, I'm not really into classical books or like classical authors, so I don't read a lot of classic. But one book that I don't feel, or author that I don't feel like want to read, is Selma Lagerlöf. I mean, she's a Swedish author, or was, but I don't feel like I want to read her books. Or let's say I don't want to read Jane Austen's books either. I know that is a classical book. I will put picture in the books in the picture here. Those books I don't feel like I want to read. So, for example, third question: an author whose books you have no interest in reading. I would say for me, I'm a lot or really into thrillers, mysteries, and yeah. And when it comes to thrillers, for example, I prefer reading dark thrillers. So let's say, so one author that I don't feel like I want to read or have any interest in reading, that I feel like a lot of people seem to have interest in reading, is Nora Roberts. like I've seen her books everywhere. She's a famous author, but I don't have any interest in reading her books. I mean, I think I tried when I was younger to read one of her books. I don't remember which one, but I just did not. I think I like opened one of her books and like, oh, I'm gonna read her books because she's a famous author, and I know that we had 1 or 2 books of her at home. So one night, or like I felt like I wanted to try to read her books. So I tried. I opened it and just like, no, I don't want to read it. I did not feel interested, and I don't have any interest in reading her books. A problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Here's the thing, I never had, or let's say for me at the moment, I don't have any problem with, or had any problem with an author. I don't, so I would say that I, at the moment, can't really answer that questions because I don't have had that happen to me where I felt like it was problematic for me. So yeah, maybe in the future it will happen to me. Who knows? Next question. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided that their books are not for you. So an author that I've been reading books from that I just, let's see. An author you have read a couple of books from and decided that it's not for you. I had to think about it for a while, but I think I've decided which one I'll talk about. Last year, I read a book where I read 2 books from this author last year. Christine Cashore. I don't know. I will put a picture of the books in here in the video. But these 2 books that I read last year from this author, I felt like, I mean, I read these 2 books and I feel like, nah, it's good, but I don't necessarily feel like these books are for me. It was good, but I don't feel like I want to read more of her books. So yeah. Next question. A genre you have no interest in, or a genre you tried to get into but couldn't. Here's the thing, I don't like to read a lot of romance. I have no interest in reading romance. I don't. If I have like a buddy read and we decide to read like a feel good, then I can read romance. But I don't feel the interest of reading romance. That's a genre that I don't read a lot of. I don't have any interest in that, and I feel like I can't really read romance because I get annoyed mostly. I used to, I read while I listened to the audiobook Eliza and Her Monster recently, and that book I really enjoyed, but there's only a few times where I can read romance. I really enjoy it. So for me, romance is like a genre that I don't read, and I have no interest in reading romance or feel good. Next question. A book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled or returned to the library unread. Oh, this is very interesting. There's a lot of times where I buy books that in the moment I feel like this is a book that I want to read. But then ending up not reading because it's not a good book, or I lost interest in the book. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of books at home. So the question was a book you have bought but will never read. So I haven't really bought this book. I got it from my library a few years ago. I had this book. This book has been standing in my bookshelf since I got it. This book is, I think on Goodreads it says it's 1974. So, but this is in Swedish. But like I said, this book has been standing in my bookshelf since it got home, since I brought it home with me. I just have no interest in reading this book. It's just been standing there. A series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started or have did not finish. There's a lot of series that I don't feel like I want to read. I feel like there's I could say like, so I had to think about this, but I've read one series of this author. The name of the author is Ian Colgan. I read the book or the series The Bookshop on the Corner and The Bookshop on the Shore, Scottish Bookshop. But her other series, Little Beach Street Bakery, I don't have any interest in reading, and those two books that I read about from her, I felt like the first book, The Bookshop on the Corner, was my favorite. And then I read the second book in the series, and I almost DNF it because it was pretty slow and boring. So that is a series that I don't going to read or have any interest in reading. Next question. A new release you have no interest in reading. There's a lot of books here as well that I don't feel like reading. But I know that Noel Gallagher has been talking about a book that I think recently came out that I have no interest in reading, and that is X-Talk. For example, that is a book that I don't feel like. For example, for one reason, it's a genre that I don't like to read. I don't read romance, so for one reason that is one reason that I won't pick that book up. But I also don't have any interest in reading that book either. So yeah, I won't probably pick that up either because I don't want to read a book. But I've heard a lot of people talk about it. At least she talks about it like she has heard a lot of people talking about it, and it's really good. But I don't want to read that book. So that was all my questions for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if there's any book that you don't want to read, or any author you don't want to read books from. Would like to know what you think. But yeah, would really helpful if you give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That would really make me happy. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.